Yo, Descendants, Augiesaint here and welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I want to talk to you guys about an updated Enzo build for Void Erosion, specifically group farming when you have some Haleys in the group. Because you no longer really need the supply of firearm enhancer build, since Haleys already have so much crit chance. You get more value running the other red mod, Reinforced Front Line, which is the only mod I don't have in the game. So shout out to Elo for actually sharing this. It is his build and what he has been running on the Enzo with us in the last couple of days doing Void Erosion. While we are using Haleys to get some more firearm attack, and also by using the reinforced frontline, you can go ahead and use passionate sponsor, so you will be getting a lot of extra damage on the Enzo, as well as the Haleys getting more damage because they don't really need the crit from the supply of firearm enhancer. I'm going to share that build with you guys in this video. Again, shout out to Ella for sharing this with us. So without further ado, let's hop straight into the modules. Now this is the build that you would have set up. And obviously you would use the red mod, but if we come have a look at my modules, the only module I don't own in the whole game is Reinforced Frontline. And then this mod you can actually get from just opening up vaults in Hagios Echo Swamp. It seems, yeah, Hagios and Echo Swamp. So go ahead, try your luck. If you can grab it, cool. That's the only mod that I have yet to get because I haven't really tried to farm it. However, if you don't have any luck with getting the module, you can still run the old build. This works perfectly fine as well. So don't worry if you can't get your hands on that other red module. This build works perfectly fine as well. Just this will be a little bit more damage for you as well as for the Haleys. So now let's talk about the rest of the modules. We are running maximized duration and skill extension for as much duration as possible. As you can see, our perfect support, which we're going to mainly use to actually keep up ammo, as well as increasing firearm attack, as well as crit rate down below. As you can see, 20% firearm attack and 20% crit rate. So just a nice little buff all the time. You can see our cooldown is as low as 12.9 seconds and our duration is as high as 14.5 seconds. So that has very little downtime and we can pretty much keep our drone up all the time. So you never have to worry about ammo. And then obviously we'll be getting that little bit of damage boost as well. So double duration, extension, maximize duration. And then we're running double HP mods just to get as much HP as possible. Focus on singular and focus on non-attribute. Again, it doesn't really matter what attribute it is. So very similar to the Lepic build that we put out recently. You just need any two focus mods and you don't need to level them up either. I do have mine leveled up because I could fit them in with the formers that I have on Enzo. But if you don't have like the catalyst slots for these, don't level these up because the only reason you use these focus modules is for the cooldown. So whichever ones you can fit, doesn't matter the attribute, whatever it is. It could be electric, toxic, doesn't matter. As long as you put on two focus on whatever element modules, you'll be good. Just using it for the cooldown. Then we have nimble fingers for cooldown as well. And MP conversion for a massive cooldown boost as well. And then lastly, we have passionate sponsor and then shot focus just to boost that firearm attack. You can see firearm attack plus 15%. And if we have a look at passionate sponsor, when buffing or recovering an ally, firearm attack and skill power modifier plus 7.5% each time for 10 seconds. And this stacks up to 10 times. So when you place down your supply turret, which is going to be like that new module that actually gives a little area of buff to everybody when they get those buffs, you will be getting passionate sponsor. So it's going to increase your firearm attack by quite a bit. So that's why you end up doing more damage on the Enzo, as well as the Haleys doing more damage because they have that increased firearm attack from the skill module instead of crit. And I think it's crit and weak point that full support gives, which full support gives. Have a look at this. It gives you weak point and crit. So that's why this build is nice if you want to go ahead and use it. But like I said, if you don't have that module, don't worry, you can use the old support build as well. And I think this is actually better if you are running with Glaze because Glaze will be using the rocket launcher. And you really want to try and get your crit rate up on that rocket launcher because when you crit, it does crazy damage. And the best thing for Glay as well is when you place this down, this like pretty much stays permanently for the Glay because the Glaze never reload, so they never lose this buff. So for Glaze, if you're running with Glaze, I would recommend this build. If you're running with Haleys, I would recommend this build. And then obviously you want to put in the reinforced frontline module in there once you actually do get a hold of it. Now let's quickly look at our components. We're actually running the same setup as our Lepic. We are running cooldown duration on the Reactor. Again, it doesn't matter the mounting or the element, you only care about the duration and the cooldown as high as possible. And then for the set, we are running 2-set Hunter and 2-set Annihilation for cooldown as well as duration from the 2-set. And then for your sensor, you really want to try and get max MP and MP recovery as high as possible. As you can see, ours is pretty terrible, but we haven't managed to farm a better one yet because farming Hunter set is very annoying. But we will try and get a better one in the future. For inversion reinforcements, I just use MP or HP. It doesn't really matter. You can either stack the MP over there or you can stack the HP there. And then the bottom line, the recovery line, I always like to run the neurostimulation just for the nice little boost of MP. However, hide and sentry cells is pretty good as well since you will be near the mobs all the time, especially if you are running with the Lepic. because he's going to mob them all up and group them all up, so you'll be pretty close to them all the time. And then lastly, just make sure you are always matching your attribute and always unlock this tree first, because you get the passive buff of there, enhanced focus rounds, which is going to give you a lot of extra damage. But that is just about everything I could think of for the build. If I missed anything, or if you guys have any questions, ask them down below in the comments, join the Discord, as well as drop on by the streams. We are streaming on Twitch and YouTube every single day, so come drop on by. I'd love to see you guys there. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it and found it helpful, please drop a like and a sub to the channel. It helps me out so much, and I'll catch you beautiful people in the next video, as well as the live streams. Augiesaint now.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying.